Hey everybody, welcome back. We have some quick notes. Today we're going to do something, I don't think it's new, but it's different, but hopefully you've gone over this before. So here we got some notes. This is lesson goal number 414. It's the distributive property. So maybe you've gone over the distributive property, but you may not have seen it this way. I'm actually going to show you something called the box method. We're going to multiply this using the box method. So there's two things that I want you to get out of this notes or out of today's lesson and worksheet. I want you to be able to multiply numbers using the box method, and then also I want you to be able to use the distributive property and the box method together. Okay, so those are the two things. Pause this. If you need to pause it, I'm going to move on. So if you look, here are the steps for multiplying numbers using the box method. Okay. So whenever we have big numbers to multiply, like and even bigger than this, like 87 times 9, 57 times 6, like those numbers are big, and some of you guys can multiply those in your head. I cannot. Here, I'm going to show you guys a kind of a simpler method of multiplying these. I know we learned something called long multiplication a long time ago. This is just a different form of multiplying numbers. So you may need to remember what place value is, because the first thing you want to do is find the place value. And what I mean by that is like 19. 19 is 10 and 9. Like the place value of the 1, that's the tens, and we have 1 10. So that 19 is really going to be broken up into 10, and then we have 9 ones. Right. So this is an easier method, or we expand it. It's actually called the expanded form of 19. And then there's nothing to do with 3. Well, that's just 3. You can't expand that guy. Okay. So here we found the place value. The place value of 19 is 10 plus 9, and I will show you some other examples down at the bottom. So the first thing you do is find the place value. And then it says write the expanded form on the box. So see how there's two numbers here, the 10 and the 9. Those two numbers go across the top. Okay, and then the single digit number goes over here in front. These are called columns, and then this is called a row. So then that's step 2. So we're going to take the numbers and then put them on our box, write them on our box. And then step 3 says multiply the numbers in the row to the numbers in the column. So take the number that's here and multiply it to all of these top ones up here. And sometimes we may get into worksheet where there's more than 2 numbers up here, like a 3-digit number, like I don't know, 479, right? But for now, it's just multiply 3 times 10. Well, we know 3 times 10 is 30. And multiply 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And then after we multiply those, we add the numbers in the boxes. So that's why this is over here. You have 30 and 27. And then we can add this. This is a simple addition. 0 plus 7 is 7. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. And then that's your answer. 19 times 3 is 57. And that is the box method. Okay, so copy that, take some time to copy that, and then I have 3 more examples to show you, and I'm going to use these steps just how I wrote them down here. I'm going to use these steps again to show you more examples. So I'm going to move this down, pause it if you need to pause it. So here are the other examples. It says simplify the following. Okay, so I have 35 times 6, 44 times 8. So again, these numbers, they keep getting bigger and bigger. If you can do this in your head, you shouldn't be in this class. You should be in a different class. If you can multiply this in your head, you should also be in a different class. I cannot multiply these in my head, so I use a method similar to the box method. So let's go ahead and do the box method first for number 1. So remember, the first thing you want to do is find the place value of these numbers. So like 35, the 3 is in the tens place, and because there's 3 tens, I know that is 30. Right? If you know how to say the numbers correctly, it kind of makes it easier. Like this is 35, so when you expand it or when you find the place value, you write it as it sounds, 30 and then 5. Right? So 35, the place value of 35 is 30 plus 5. It's also called the expanded form. And then again, there's nothing to do with the 6. I can't do anything with the 6. Rewrite the 30 and the 5 up top. This is 30. This is 5. And then put the 6 in front. Okay, so that was step 2. Write the expanded form on the box. And then step 3 is multiply this number that's in the row to both numbers that's in the columns. Now again, this multiplication is easy because 6 times 30, well, I know 6 times 3 is 18, and then you just drop the 1 on there. So 6 times 30 is 180. And then 6 times 5 is 30. And then I can add this up pretty simple. It's 180 plus 30, that's 0, 8, 9, 10, 11, carry the 1, that's 210. Okay, so I know 35 times 6 is 210. Again, you may be able to type this in the calculator and figure it out. But for a test, it's gonna be like this, and then I'm gonna have blank spaces in here where you're gonna have to put in all the numbers. So learn how to do this. Okay. Let's move on to number 2. So number 2, the first thing we want to do is find the place value or expand the numbers. So for 44, again, if you can read the number correctly, expanding it is easy. It's 44. So I know 44 is 40 plus 4, and then again we have 8 over here. So I'm just going to put the 2 numbers on top, 40 and 4, and the 8 goes on the bottom. Okay, and then multiply 8 times 40 and 8 times 4. I know 8 times 4 is 32. Bring down the 0, that's easy. 8 times 4, I just said it's 32. And then I can add these, and then again, adding these, once we multiply them, adding them becomes real easy. Just make sure you put them in the right spot. This 32 does not go up in the front, it's back here. Right, this is the ones place, this is the tens place, and this is the hundreds place. So then we just add straight down, 0 and 2, make 2, 2 and 3 is 5, and then bring down the 3. That was easy addition. So I know 44 times 8 is 352. And again, there's no way I could have figured, well, I probably could have figured it out in my head, but it would have taken me a while to do that. This is way easier. And then this new example, this is actually an example of the distributive property. Okay. The good thing about this is we can essentially skip step 1. Like it's already separated for us. See how we separated this and then multiplied, or put the times here. So yeah, you do have to be careful though, because up here this x was multiplication, and then over here this x is a variable. So I'm going to put x plus 2 on top. And then for this one, I am going to put the plus 2 there. Maybe we could have put the plus here. That way we know we needed to add these, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and put the plus in there. So let me put it up here on my other example. Plus. That way we know we need to add at the end, or we know we need to add these. Or we know we need to add these numbers. Okay. So for number 3, I have x plus 2. There's two things here. So I know that goes across the top as x plus 2. And then the one single digit number, that's going to go on the left hand side. And then you kind of have to remember 7 times x. This multiplication is pretty simple. Remember, there is a 1 in front of the x. So what you multiply is the 7 times 1, which is 7, and then you bring down the x. Or you could think of it as, well, 7x, that's just multiplying. You can't, it doesn't change them because they're different, so you just bring them together. And then 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, now before we would add these, but this number, I'm gonna write it down here because I don't have a lot of space. We're still going to add them, but we don't actually combine them. We just write it as addition. So it looks like this: 7x plus 14. And we're gonna later get into like terms and combining like terms. But for now, I'm just gonna say these are different, and you cannot add these. This one has an x with it, and this one does not have an x. So you cannot add them and write like 21x. Okay, they're different. You have to keep them separated. So this is 7x plus 14. That's our answer for this guy. And we'll do more of these in today's lesson, and we'll practice. So that didn't make too much sense. Don't worry about it.